four expectations that teams have of leaders, which is what I'm talking about, are leaders have to establish a structure for the teams to operate in. They have to manage the critical relationships inside and outside the organization. They have to balance and mitigate risk for the organization when they're trying to get things done. And most importantly, leaders have to make decisions. And often for leaders, that means deciding to decide. I've had a lot of good days in my life experience, and I've had some days I'd pay people to take from me. And whenever I pay somebody to take a day from me, when I ran the traps over things that didn't go well, it was because I didn't ask and answer these three critical questions. What is the standard you want your folks to accomplish things to? If you can't tell them what the standard is, you shouldn't be surprised when they can't give it to you. Second, what's the system they have to accomplish things to that standard? And then finally, who's in charge? And the critical thing about who's in charge is who's in charge at the intersecting points. Very often things go very, very well on the stovepipes in organizations. It's at the intersecting points where the critical work has to exchange hands, go from place to place, that things fall down, and often it's because we don't identify who's in charge of those critical intersecting points. I get a lot of, you don't know, understand my organization, there's multiple reasons. I found it boils down to two things in my life experience. First, the leader knows something that the folks below him or her don't know. And if the leader put that information out, it would make things less stressful for the organization. And the people being led know something the leader doesn't know. And there's not an environment where they feel safe in sharing that information with the leader. So it's leaders know something, they're not putting it out, or folks know something, and they don't believe there's a chain to get that up. And what that causes is a stress because they know what the organization's capable of and can do. They see that it's not doing it. Leadership is a craft. It's about having the right tool at the right time to bring to the right effect. And that comes with experience, discipline, learning, and constantly watching your best get better. I was a general officer in the Army and was very privileged to do that. If all I brought to those responsibilities is what I had as a captain or a major or a lieutenant colonel, I would have failed myself, the military, and I would have failed my organization. So it's about your best continually getting better. And some people are willing to do that, want to pay the price to do that, and some people don't. There's a lot of books on leaders because there's a lot of opinions about leadership. And the reason there's so many opinions about leadership is personal. And the reason it's hard to be a leader is you have to take that risk to make a personal connection with people. And you have to take the risk of being disconnected from them if it doesn't work. And taking that step is what's so critical. The essence of leadership is about the whole basis of the personal connection. Folks have to feel a personal connection. You can't be the leader. You can't be the boss. To really be a leader, you got to be their boss. You got to be their leader. You got to be the person they see in CVS or Home Depot or Starbucks or someplace, and they're with their spouse or significant other and say, honey, I want you to meet my boss. And that's the one thing that's so critical. It's not about you. You're young, you're trying to find yourself, you're trying to find, what works for you. Ultimately, being a great leader, leadership is not a solo endeavor. It's a team sport. It's about doing the things that work to let their best come out, let them be part of their organization. And the hardest thing I see young leaders want to do is not understanding that it's not all about them, it's about the people they're leading.